Good afternoon, pool fans. We are back live with day 7 here in the Netherlands, the northern region, Assen, from the beautiful venue, the Bonte Wever, in the Predator European Pool Championships. And the match we are following today is none other in the ladies division. It's the 8-ball. We have Nathalie Rohmer from France taking on Elisa Holtari. Nathalie Rohmer, of course, she is defending champion. She won the 8-ball division in 2024. So we are looking for a fabulous match. As you can see, it's the single elimination, last 16, race to 5. And it is Nathalie Rohmer, the defending champ, who's won the leg and who will kickstart off this match. Nathalie starts off the match in the right way. She pots a ball off the break, although at first glance maybe the opening shot isn't straightforward, although the 10 ball is sitting over the hole. It can be straightforward, of course, if you are definitely preferring the stripes over the solids. If not, well, if she is adamant to start off with the solids, it's a whole different ball game. That 14 ball safely in, a nice shot. She had easier options available to her. And when you look at the layout, at first glance you think the 9 ball is a little bit in the way. Well, not the 9 ball, it's actually the 4 ball that's in the way. But from this angle on the 15, she could go around from the backside of the 9 and the 4, off 2 rails for the 9 into the same corner pocket. Actually, she didn't even have to take the longer route. Could gently screw it back with a nice angle here on the 9. And already within 2 shots, it's looking like she's solved half of the puzzle here. After this 12 ball, she's got options. I mean, she doesn't have to play the combination, the 13 onto the 10, because sometimes it can actually land awkward. But nevertheless, it's an option available to her. What I would say though is, if she's intending to play the combination, the 13 onto the 10, she can play it in such a way, well, ooh, that's gone wrong. I think that's gone horribly wrong, in fact. She cannot see the 13. I'm not so certain whether she can even see the 11 to pot it. No, so she's hooked on both balls. That is careless, it has to be said. Now she's trying to kick this 13 in. I fancy her to get close on this. Oh, no. And you know what? She's been pretty fortunate for the cue ball not to drop. Of course, there's still multiple potting options for her opponent, Elisa. But I'm sure she would have preferred to have the ball in hand. That's the worst possible outcome, of course, in 8-ball when you've done the majority of the work. It also means that you've well, got rid of the majority of the traffic, which makes a counter clearance ever so more feasible for your opponent. But having said that, have a look at what she's just missed there. She was, well, nearly perfect on the two, but it surely wasn't a type of shot you'd expect her to miss. I suppose if there's ever a moment in time of the match where you can afford to make a unforced error, it's usually the first rack, where you can, well, it takes a lot of players some shots to adapt to the table. But with her opponent also failing to pot the 11, she's created a puzzle there up table. So that 2-ball is likely to be banked if she wants to pot the 2-ball, or she'll have to play some sort of a attacking shot trying to develop the 2. I'm not so sure what she had in mind there, because hitting it so hard, it would always make it likely that the cue ball would land pretty close next to the 1. But that 2-ball, of course, does not go, so not entirely sure what she was after. And funny enough, I think she's been a little bit fortunate, because she's left a small angle for Natalie to work with, but I don't think it's enough to get onto the 11, so she might have to settle for a bank shot. If she does not feel she can send the cue ball all over towards the right side of the table. Well, she felt she could do that, but that cue ball is close. Oh, that's the absolute worst scenario for Natalie. And of course, with ball in hand, now this 2-ball, which is the glaring puzzle in this rack, can be solved. That cue ball disappearing was literally the worst possible outcome for Natalie. Considering the angle she's left herself on the 1, it's probably worth considering just trying to leave your cue ball pretty much where the 1-ball is for the 8-ball into the top left corner pocket. Now try to go around the table. That cue ball was tracking towards the corner pocket. There was a little bit of a risk in that shot, but nevertheless she's played it nicely. And in it goes, the 8-ball. So Elisa Holtari steals the first rack of her opponent's break. Now, it is of course alternate break, so she'll have the break next. And you would have thought, because she's playing the defending champ, it would definitely be more important for her to get off to a good start rather than her opponent. Our cameraman just managed to get a glimpse of, well, her arms her hands, rather, I should say, trying to rack it. There's still some little bit of tension in her hands, but I'm sure if she can play, let's say, 4 or 5 good positional shots, it will help her settle down as soon as possible. I always felt like nothing in cue sports helps you to settle down faster than playing 5 solid positional shots and pots, of course, needless to say, in a row. It just, well, fuels your confidence knowing that the cue ball is on a piece of string. It also means that everything is working in perfect synchronization, because you have a plan and you want to execute it to perfection. That's often the case where it goes wrong. Now, Elisa Holtari from Finland, she didn't really hit the pack all too well there. That's why the pack is not perfectly spread. So whoever gets to run this rack, they'll have to play multiple precise positional shots. Elisa Holtari, she'll have to deal with these striped balls. Although if she can just get rid of the 11 ball, I don't think the 14 onto the 13. She can even attack the 13 if she wants from this position. The combination, although she's definitely going for this 13, wouldn't have been too difficult, one might have thought. Just hit the jaws and, well, from that angle they just do not drop. And unfortunately for her, the wrong ball dropped. So that will give her opponent a good opportunity to pot this 4 ball. Probably run into the 11. Well, she's not even have a look at the 4 ball. She's not considering the 4 ball, which I presume she fancies to pot the 4 into the pocket of where the 13 is blocking, because the 13 is pretty steep into the pocket, so that if the 4 ball drops and she calls the 4 in that pocket, it is a legal shot. So that seems to be the plan. Yeah, I always felt like the low angle she left herself on the 4, it would not have enough pace to drop. But of course, when you have a look at where the cue ball is positioned, she knew she wasn't going to leave her opponent anything easy. Well, her opponent is looking to pot this 14 all the way down the table, top left corner pocket. That's a, well, 1 in 10 shot, I would say. Tough shot. Decent effort, but that was always going to be very hard to make. Now, even though the layout might look a little bit messy, when you pay close attention, all of the remaining balls do actually pot numerous pockets. So once again, it's all about cue ball control here, you'd feel. That's okay, she's got the 6 ball here. I'm sure she would have loved to be able to see the 1, but I don't think she can get to the potting angle onto the 1 ball. Now the safest way to play position in an area to possibly see the 2, 1 or the 5 is on and off the... Well, okay, she actually took the shortest route, which is equally as good. When you look at where the cue ball is placed there, if she would not have fancied the pot on the 2, she would always have the 1 ball. Yeah, nicely worked out that. And that missed 1 has come out of absolutely nowhere. Not so sure what went wrong in that shot. Funny enough, it never felt like Elisa actually fancied putting the 14 ball. And it just begs the question, if she did not fancy putting it because it wasn't an easy shot, why didn't she try to play safe even? Because all that has happened is she's presented her opponent with another good opportunity to try and clear this rack, but well, she's made a mess of this one. She's left herself too much angle to work with, and now all of a sudden playing good positional shots with the cue ball becomes increasingly more difficult. I don't know whether she can actually hold the cue ball here. She might have to run into the 8. The only good part of that shot is she's managed to block the bottom right corner pocket for the 11 and the 12. So it's not all bad news, but that being said, you can see Elisa has a pretty straightforward safety shot here available to her. These type of thin jumps are very, very hard to control. Once again, the cue ball dropping is pretty much the worst possible outcome for the defending champ. This once again is a great opportunity for Elisa to, well, double her lead. Yeah. hand for the over the head usually indicates someone is not completely happy with what they are witnessing. You would tend to think putting the 11 and then the 12 is the easiest way forward. She could also use the 12 first, probably into the top left corner pocket. Needs an angle on the 11 though. Needs an angle on the 11. But first thing first, you also need to make sure of the pot. And this one does cut. Not per se easy to play position on the 8 ball, but also if you can just focus on the pot. Oh, she's actually going for the bank shot here. I thought the cut was on. So it's going to be likely to be a tactical exchange here. Yeah, Well, Elisa is calling this bank shot. She can play it in such a way where she probably not leave her opponent too much. Well, no, she went all in. You can see where the cue ball has landed. If that would not have dropped, that was always certainly going to be end of the rack. Yeah, you can see she made like swinging movement with her with the tip of a cue, so the tip went basically up. That hence why she's completely lost the cue ball. She was trying to play a stun shot, but ultimately what happened is it turned into a stun run through, and well, that was not the type of shot where she could use a stun run through. It's put a lot of pressure on this 8-ball. This is very missable. Yeah, I can only imagine how disappointed she would be. Well, it'll have to be this challenging medium range long pot on the 8-ball for the defending champ to level the scores and also put her first rack on the board. Ooh, just dropped. Doesn't matter how they drop, as long as they drop in the designated pocket. It's considered a legal shot, and I'm sure she'll be mightily relieved, the defending champion. She's restored parity here. This time around, it's a yeah. I think the ladies are discussing. Definitely, there was a ball that dropped into the right center pocket. So once again, it's a positive break by Natalie, but the opening shot is not unmissable. A little bit limited as well for what she can go for. I think she's called a stripe. I believe it's a 12 ball she's going for here. Yeah. That cue ball will definitely run into the 6. If that 9 ball does not pass the 2, not so sure what she's on here. Can she just see the edge of the 13? Well, I can only presume not, because otherwise she would have been down on that shot already. And this 9 ball, make no mistake, this is a very difficult shot. Into a blind pocket, as we call it, and well, I suppose the only good thing is if she just focuses on the pot, the cue ball will take care of itself. Ideally, you'd like to drop this 9 ball in. You don't want to overhit it. Yeah, top the cue ball. No, I don't think that's in. was a solid opening pot there by Natalie Rohmer. I think she was a little bit reluctant to take away the 14 ball here. But maybe she can't avoid running into the 13 if she was to pot the 9. So that's why she'll have to take the 14. But I think she's underscrewed this cue ball here. So she'll need to control the nudge on the 13. And you can see she was trying to pot the 13, but just missed a little bit more pace. It was a thin cut, of course. That one ball, of course, seems to be the most obvious puzzle she'll need to solve at some point. Well, she's got a very slight angle here on the 6 ball, but it's a very tough shot if you want to inject some pace in it. Because she's so close to the rail, it automatically becomes a harder shot in general. Yeah, that's pretty much the best you could have done from there. But now the question remains whether she's got enough angle to pot this 4 ball into the top left corner pocket, send the cue ball towards the left side of the table. If not, well, either she'll have to come up with a very difficult shot into the middle pocket, where the cue ball will do a lot of traveling, or she'll have to settle for a bank shot. Well, she had a little bit of angle to work with. It's not perfect, because this is still missable, this 1 ball. But it's one of those where I feel like you just have to commit to it fully. Try to cue it as smooth as possible. And commit she did, but now, well, she's put herself in a world of trouble. She might call the 8 ball into the bottom left corner pocket, but, well, do you know what? It can drop, but she'll have to hit the 13 with the 8 in the exact perfect spot. Otherwise, oh no, she's not even going for that. Or is she? No, she wasn't. What a shot she's played there. What a recovery shot. That is absolutely sublime. trying to play. Oh, I thought she was trying to play the carom there. Maybe she was actually trying to play a very advanced shot. Try and pot the 13 off the 7. So that would have been a carom combination. Yeah, that was not part of the plan. She was trying to get rid of the 13. You could see a big exhale by the defending champ. So far, this match has not been all too invitingly for her. Part of the game, of course. Sometimes you'll have rough parts of the game where you just have to weather the storm. With the position of the 2 ball as well as the 4 ball, I wouldn't necessarily consider this a good chance, or even the 3 ball for that matter, although that does pot into the, I think it pots actually in the bottom left corner pocket. Nice shot there by Elisa, using the 4 ball to pot the 9 into the middle. But needless to say, the rack now becomes a lot more complicated. And if you're in the shoes of Natalie, you're trying to leave the 4 ball a little bit longer on the table, just so you can leave yourself a good angle to disturb the 11 and the 2 ball. So she has other options, likely going to be the 5 ball first. Well, no, she's taking the 4 first. Maybe she's got a slight angle. Yeah, well, it was the slightest of angles. I think that was a mistake in terms of shot selection, because she had alternative options available to her. Chose to go for the juggle there, and well, as you can see, the only reason she missed that 4 ball is she was trying to create an angle which wasn't there. Yeah, I was already looking at the 5 ball. This is a tactical decision. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like she's covered the path towards the 14. Maybe she hasn't. But I mean, there is a shot available to her opponent if she can pot the 14. If she can attack the 14 ball into the... Well, no, clearly not, because she's using the bridge. I was thinking if she could pot the 14 into the top right corner pocket, send the cue ball over 3 rails, that should give her the chance to play position on the 10 ball here. Well, Elisa, she basically went all in, and well, considering the difficulty degree of that bang shot on the 10, you'd have to question whether that was the right decision, but it's part of the game, of course. I'm sure majority of the players would opt for the option to go back in time and reconsider their shots. No, that's not dropped. What a careless mistake that is. And although this long putt on the 14 isn't a formality, but nevertheless, she should have never even had the opportunity to go for this. Elisa Holtari, well, she's been very fortunate there. That cue ball seemed to drop almost certain. And now it's landed in a very awkward spot. It's likely going to be the 6 onto the 7 by Natalie Rohmer. If she can just hit the jaws of the pocket, that 7 ball should drop. Well, she's looking at this very, very difficult long putt. Oh no, she's actually playing safe. And you know what? I think she's done a pretty decent job there, although maybe Elisa can see the 10 ball. Can she get through to the putting angle on the 14 here? I think she can. Well, what can you say? That is truly unforgivable. That 7 ball, of course, any sort of contact with the 7, it would drop. But well, we've seen this happen numerous times in live pool. Just cannot take any shot for granted. The moment you underestimate a shot, these things can happen. And well, Elisa, she's made a total mess out of that positional shot. She'll have to cut this 8 ball into the right center pocket, and this is a very tough shot. Self-inflicted, has to be said. Self-inflicted it was, and after having been presented with a golden chance, well, that cue ball should have never even had any business going towards the 6, let alone even touch the 6 ball. But once again, her opponent failing to make the most out of her opportunities. This is a pretty thin cut on the 8, and I'm wondering If that cue ball will flirt with the top right corner pocket. Oh no, she's going for the bank shot, the kick shot. Surely she could cut this in. Why would she go for the kick shot? That just does not make any sense to me. I mean, yeah, she was struggling to reach the shot, but she could always use the bridge. Surely the cut was easier than to try to play the kick shot. Very surprised. Well, that was a roller coaster of a rack, and as you can see, Natalie Rohmer, she's taking a timeout. She'll get 5 minutes to return to her chair. That is, of course, a very tough blow to take on the chin. So Natalie Rohmer returns from her timeout. She'll have to regroup as soon as possible. She's had at least 6 or 8 chances in this match, and she's 3-1 down. Of course, she is the defending champion, and she needs to do better It is a race to 5, so she's running out of time. And I can only presume she didn't rack the balls perfectly glued to one another. This is now almost looking like a one pocket. Ooh, I think Elisa, she's forget. Oh, just in time. She put her cue ball past the head string. That would have been a foul if she would have played the shot, in fact. She just memorized in time. Right now, from this situation, no clear favorite for the rack, of course. That missed long pot attempt, of course, had very little consequences. Yeah, I was thinking, didn't see her particularly call the pocket, and that cue ball stays on the table. That was a pretty decent tactical decision. Still not the best layout so far, but nevertheless, she's already developed some of the balls. It'll have to be the safety shot from here, you think. No real advantage for going in the attacking route. Trying to cut this 2-ball into the bottom left corner pocket, but I don't think she can get enough backspin on this cue ball to run into the 8-ball. I mean, if she could, that would be the ideal shot here. Even if it was the slightest of contacts, just graze the 8-ball would be enough. Proved too difficult. And although Elisa has a shot here, but once again, very little outcome available to her. A good outcome, that is, of course. Yeah, you can tell by the grimace on her face whether it is any value in trying to attack, trying to clear the table. I wholeheartedly believe if she actually plays safe and in such a way where she lures her opponent to go for the attack, it's likely going to work in her favor. What she does not want to do is play any sort of rash shots and unintentionally develop that cluster, because if she, solves the problems for her opponent, that actually makes the counter attack a lot more feasible. At the moment, Elisa has got the defending champion on the ropes. If she can just keep the pressure on her opponent, she could run away with this match. Yeah, that's a bit too short on the 15. That 8 ball does not putt. So, well, she'll need to play some sort of a nudge. Yeah, once again, I believe it's actually oddly in her favor that she's missed that 15. Because if not, well, the next ball had to be the 8 ball, and basically by putting the 8 ball, you've now freed up the 7. When you free up the 7, there are no real problems at the table. I do think the 7 pots, but there you go. I think Elisa has called this 15 into the pocket that the 4 ball is covering, so it'll have to be off the 5 ball, I believe. Yeah, well, what a shot. What a shot. And although, yeah, this is a very tricky cut on the 8, I think it's even better to consider the bank shot, the long straight bank. Yeah, she's called the bank shot. I think that's a little bit easier than the thin cut. I suppose it helps she's left-handed, so she can just reach this shot. Doesn't want to overhit this. Well, the harder you hit it, the more square it will come off the rails. That's why you need to play it in a medium pace, really. Another amazing opportunity here for Natalie. Can she hold herself together here? It is simply unforgivable, missing shots like that, passing up opportunities like that. I mean, I'm not saying this 8 ball is in, but, well, one thing is for sure, she had no business returning to the table. And in it goes, and it has to be said, when you know, let slip of opportunities like that, it almost feels like, well, you don't want it or something. It's hard to explain. I don't want to be too harsh on the ladies here, but I mean, there's simply no excuse in not going to clear the table when you get so many good opportunities. That this game can really mess with your mind. Well, Elisa Holtari from Finland, she is playing the defending champion Natalie Rohmer. If you've just joined us, welcome. It's the last 16 single elimination, race to 5. Elisa Holtari from Finland at the table, 4-1 up on the hill. And like I said, if you've just followed us, if just started to see this match, storyline in this match is both players have had at least 3, maybe even 4 good chances per rack, and the defending chap is well and truly struggling out there. And although she's getting a lot of help from her opponent, there's only so many opportunities you can pass up until you'll get punished for it. So that's basically the moral of this match so far. The 2 ball, the most obvious ball, that's causing some issues here for Natalie Rohmer. Yeah, she's well and truly struggling out there. Yeah, sometimes when the match is going as bad as this from the player's perspective, you're almost resigned to think in the direction of probably it's not going to be my day today. And it's very human to have a horrible day at the office. This is one of those matches I'm sure she'll try her hardest to forget about entirely. She's just failed to make out of any opportunity she's had, and she's had multiple. And she'll get another one. The 3 ball is a little bit in a tight spot, so that will need some precise cue ball control. I was thinking maybe she could pot the 4, go off 2 rails, play the cue ball in a position where she would leave herself options. But although that first shot was not difficult, very surprised she's played topspin on the cue ball rather than try to draw it back. All it's done is make this next shot even harder. But she plays it well, and well, I believe taking the 3 into the middle pocket from this position is probably the best shot for her. I mean, if she's trying to play perfect position on the 3 after 4, which is obviously the easier pot, well, with the angle she's got here, it's very tough to do so. So if she can just pot this 3 ball, you could see she would have left herself perfect on the 4. She's not left her opponent the easiest of opening shots, but I believe she can drop this 9 ball in. Yeah, Elisa Holtari, she's pretty confident in the bank shots. She doesn't really hesitate to take on the bank shots, which in itself is already an indication how confident she is, but she's made a complete mess of that 11 ball. That was, well, what can you say? Not a pretty shot. Rohmer manages to pot that 8-ball. I wasn't completely sure whether she'd pass the test, but luckily she did. So she's still in this match, although heavily with the back against the wall. 4-2 down in a race to 5. But I suppose it's always better than to be out of the tournament. So if she can just up her level here and start producing some of the stuff she's done in the past to be the defending champion at the table, who knows what can happen. As we see in this overview camera angle on the other match, we have Henrique Correa, the man who's been pretty much dominating the seniors tour from Portugal, who seems to have won another rack. You can follow that match on our other featured YouTube live table. It's completely for free. That is the table 2 match. As we've just rejoined the ladies here on table 1. Nathalie Rohmer did manage to pot a ball off the break, but unfortunately scratched the cue ball. I'm just wondering if Elisa has left herself a angle to let her cue ball run into the 3 and the 11 there. I think she is done. Yeah, that's exactly what she's played. It's a nice shot there. Now if she can leave that, that's only if, but if she can leave the 4 ball onto the very last shot, it'll probably be the easiest way to play position on the 8 ball. But she's lost her cue ball here. Well, I say that she's lost the cue ball, but funny enough, it's landed, although it's close to the rail. She's left herself a couple of options here. She can pot this long, straight 2 ball, or the one into the middle pocket. It's looking like the 2 ball, a long, straight shot. Needs good cueing this. Don't think that is in. Nope. So Nathalie is not out of the races just yet. One thing is for sure though, she'll need to up her game. Trying to make the most out of these opportunities. It's not an easy opportunity, of course, with that 12 and the 13 being so close to one another. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain whether she can get through to the putting angle. She's missed it thin, so it's not a. There's no way to guarantee whether she could see enough of the 4 to putt it. But all it's done is that is actually occupied the 11 ball even more so. So it'll be a tactical exchange, most likely, to decide who's gonna end up winning this rack. Elisa has managed to solve that first puzzle initially, so you think if she can pot this 4, it'll give her a great chance to finish off this match. She'll have to create enough backspin on this shot to go. Oh, is she going forward? No, she wasn't. Yeah, that's nicely played. A couple of options available to her. Likely to drop the 13 in. She could also pot the 12 first, of course. Just a matter of preference, really. The only thing you cannot afford is try land straight on either of the 2 balls. And yeah, it's a little bit closer than to the rail than was required, but she's got enough angle to work with here. This to steal another rack. No. Yeah, I can only sympathize with both of these players. It cannot be a nice feeling when you're struggling that badly out in the arena. It can be the loneliest place on earth when you're, well, you're not playing to your potential, really. So once again, Elisa Holtari, if she can just hold herself together here, she should go on to win this match from this position. We've had so many twists and turns. It's never easy to sit here with full confidence and go, this is end of the match. It is a very easy pot. But that cue ball will be running loose ever so slightly. Yeah, and that's the end of this match. Elisa Holtari, well, she prevails into the next round. It was a bitter day for the defending champ, Natalie Rohmer. Keep an eye out on the streams. We'll still have another match live on the other table, table number 2, as we will have a lot of matches coming your way shortly. For now, thanks for your time and attention, and we will be back with the next matches.
again, yeah. This will be a video game. Yeah. Yeah. You had to read it before? No. Okay. So then this is a video game. So we have to wait until they tell us to start, and we'll be on the shot clock from the beginning. Yeah. The shot clock rules. So I think yeah, it's clear. Yeah. Okay. And I will do the score, and okay. You can all the time you can call me if you have to drop something. Okay. Okay. You have ball for. Okay. Come on. Ah, okay, okay. Maybe start 4 minutes. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Change. Nope, prepare. Prepare for the leg. Ah, okay.
Here we go, everyone. Welcome everyone to the 2025 EPBF Predator European Championships. This is day 7, and we are in Assen, Netherlands. And what a match we have for you here. This is the men's 45 plus seniors. Jorge Tinoco from Portugal versus Andrea Grosso from Italy. This is the quarterfinal match of the 8-ball. So they're playing 8-ball, race to 7. And it looks like Mr. Tinoco, Jorge, will be breaking the balls as he won the lag. It's been a great time. Jorge actually has won a gold medal here this past week in the 14-1. He's also won 2 golds in 2021, a silver in 2023. And here he is breaking off against Andrea. This is George Stayach from Tucson, Arizona in the U.S., bringing you the live action from Assen, Netherlands. What a break. He's opened everything up. He has opening shots on the solids on the stripe in the corner. Jorge is a 720 Fargo rated player. He's been playing the Euro Tour since 2006. This is his 15th year playing the Euro Tours or Europool Championships. He's got a wide open table. The combo down at the bottom. He's taking the solid stripes. He's going to have to go back and forth between that 5 and the 1 with the cue ball, unless he draws underneath it and comes all the way down for, it looks like to be the all next to the 7. He's going back and forth up on top. Didn't bother trying to go between the balls, leaving himself this Nice shot on the 11 ball. And he can come straight across to get on the 13, which is right next to the 6 with those 2 stripes there on by the spot. At a 720 Fargo, he's right on the verge of pro pool. And I was still waiting for that to drop. He has played a miss there, but it looks like he's ended up pretty safe. I can't tell if he can shoot the balls up table. He's got the 2 ball on the side, and that's pretty much all he's got. The quarter pocket for the 7 and the 6 is blocked by the 11. And as we can see, that one didn't work. And Jorge is back to the table. Andrea is a 710 rated, Fargo rated player from Italy. He's only been playing the Euro Tour since 2021. And he's had the best finishes. He's had a semi-final finish in 21, 22, and 23. Jorge started his 8-ball tournament here by defeating Laurent Boudelius from France 7-0, Magnus Westerlund from Sweden 7-6. In the last 32, he defeated René Sommenbreger from Austria 7-4, and then Saba Nagy from Hungary 7-4. And it looks like he's going to work his way. Can he stay on the 6? He's on the 6, but it's a little tight. Not perfect position. He's going to have to travel the cue ball a little bit, which means that his 7 ball is going to be hard to get to. He will want to avoid the 7. He's kicking the 7. I guess he can't play the 6 ball. He's going to kick the 7 ball to the corner pocket. I'm sorry. He was shooting stripes. No wonder he couldn't shoot it. It's a little early here in Tucson, Arizona, I guess. But I missed that. He had hung up the 11 ball in the corner. And but now, here comes Andrea with a completely open table. The only problem he has is only 1 pocket for the 6. 1 corner pocket. He'll probably shoot that last. Coming around position from the 3 to the 6 to the right side of the table. Looking pretty good on this 8-ball rack. Oh, he got a little bit on the wrong side, it looks like. Oh yeah, I think he can go to the rail and come out. This is a tough shot. This is the tester. The good thing about this is the cue ball should come around the 13 ball. Oh, I didn't see the 2. Well, that's 2 mistakes I've made and no mistakes they've made. So now for a simple run out, he just wants to come back a little bit here for the 8 ball on the side. And it looks like he's going to steal a break from the man from Portugal. And he takes the first game in a race to 7. The Italian versus the Portuguese. What a fine championship we've had here. They had the 14-1, the 10 ball. Now playing the 8 ball. The 9 ball starts, I believe, today. And then some of the teams. And everything will finish up on Wednesday here in Assen. These pool championships are brought to you by the Predator Group, Iwan Simonis Billiard Cloth, Aramith Billiard Balls, Kamui Brand, Longoni Cues. And here we are breaking off in game number 2. And the event is played on the Predator Arc Pro pool tables covered with Simonis 860 cloth, and they are using the Aramith Tournament Balls as they are sponsors. There goes a nice... Ooh, that 12 ball did not drop. So I'm not sure that he made a ball. And with a wide open table, Jorge takes over. And Predator has a lot of pool planned for you these next 2 months, 3 months. We are in October here, and we're about to move starting tomorrow in Bali, Indonesia, with the Men's World 8-ball, Women's World 10-ball, the first time Men's Doubles World Championships. He's got everything opened up with an easy shot to the side pocket. Jorge taking stripes again. Look how all the solids are pretty much grouped together in the middle of the table there. And leaving the stripes wide open down on the bottom. He'll probably come all the way down for this 11 ball on the bottom rail. Oh, he's hung up a ball. Left a long straight in shot on the 7. And that's about all. He's got a shot on the 1, it looks like, to the left corner pocket. Jorge's concerned about that. That was a fairly easy shot, and he had an easy run out from there because he gets on those 2 balls on the long rail. He's going to start off with the 1 ball. Might be playing. He did take the 1, pocketed it nicely, has position, choice of shots, the 5 or the 4. Andreas has had the long route. He lost his winner's round match after defeating Orkun Altur from Turkish Cyprus. He lost to Robert Hittadhaller from Austria, but then defeated Zoltan Grof from Hungary, Sasha Spezia from Switzerland, Gregory Bobe from France, Mehmet Bakisi from Turkey, and Riccardo Cini from Italy. So he's had some pretty good matches. He had 1 hill from Gregory Bobe from France. Now he's going to have to either shoot a combo or move these 2 solids that are by the stripes. He's going to have to shoot the 6-7 combo because you can't go to the side, either side. He can't go to the left-hand corner. He's going for the combo. And even if he pockets the combo, he'll have to play position for the 6 ball to the left-hand side where he's standing now. And the 6 ball will hold up right by the 7 there, by the 3, excuse me. It's a good combo. He followed the cue ball. He's going to hit it hard and see if he can get something. Did he get underneath, or does he have a... He has a shot. He has a shot. What a good shot there. Long pocket on this, down the long rail on this 6. And he's got to bring the cue ball back into the stripe next to it for the 8 ball. Or, I'm not sure he has enough angle to come all the way across to shoot the 8 in the bottom right. It's tight. He was able to hold it right there. Very nicely done. And he's about to take game number 2 from Mr. Tinoco. And 2 games in a row it is. Both times with Jorge looking very strong to take the game. He faltered, and the Italian comes away with 2 games. So instead of trailing 2-0, he leads 2-0. And on table number 2, you have another match going. In these European Pool Championships. like to welcome you all here to Assen, Netherlands, and to the Pro Billiard series. Jorge has a strong break, but I don't believe he made one. And an open table, which is usually what you get in 8-ball when you break him from where he's breaking. He's breaking him wide open, and nice layouts. Very nice layouts. If you want stripes, he has the 9 and the 13 on the right side there to start things up. He's got a tough ball with the 12 next to the side pocket. He's going to have to either move that ball or play it down to the lower corner pocket. So he's left himself a challenging ball. His 14 ball. I like the way he lets the balls dictate his pattern. Very minimal cue ball movement. He might be playing this ball off of the 12 to get it off the rail. He did. Very well done, but it went to a tougher place. But it does have a pocket in the side. And he can get to it right from this 14 ball, but then he's going to have to travel his cue ball to get on the 11. He's got a very tricky run out here. These next two positional shots mean everything in this game. Nice bump, but he's left himself elevated with a thin cut and a hard landing position to get on the 11. Is he taking it now? He's going to take the long shot. He's going to try to hold the cue ball. You know, he may as well take this ball now, because I don't know if he can hold it going. He's going to have to go 2 rails across. Yeah, that position shot was so tough. He might have got it, but up to the table is his opponent with an open table. Now we'll see how Jorge does with an open table. The 2 stripes that are left on there are not in his way, with the exception of blocking the balls to the lower corner pocket. Nope, doesn't even do that. Doesn't block the 3, so you'll have to play the 2 of the 1 and then come down for the 7, 5, and 3. Eight ball's a beautiful game. Once you get that cue ball under control, he's coming straight back to the rail and out towards the 7. Now here's where it gets tricky. He's going to want to go into the 8 ball with the cue ball. Softly. Gets the top part of the cue, 8, and there, that opens it all up very nicely. And now these, just a small follow shot here, and then a stun for the 8, and he's there, home free. Nice pace of play from both players. And things will be tied up, almost tied up. 1-2. Andrea didn't quite get away from Jorge there. That miss in the corner pocket, that position play proved very tough. Hard to overcome those shots. Thin cut down the rail and pinpoint position on the cue ball for his next shot made him miss the ball. This is alternate break. Andrea Grosso. Oh, the 3-ball was headed for a pocket. 5-ball, 4-ball, no, nothing goes. Open table. He's gonna like and prefer. I'm gonna say he's gonna take the solids. You see how they're all easy to run, with the exception of the 1-6-4, the 4 being the ball on the spot. He'll have to work his way around that. He'll have to either play the 4. Oh, he got in a tough place. His only shot is on a cut on the 2-ball to the side, or a safety. He can play safe behind the 7-ball on the right rail. He's going to go for the cut to the side. Going for the glory. Got it. 8-ball. Oh my. Oh, that will make your heart beat very, very fast when you hit a ball out in the open like that and send it to a corner pocket. Tight shot on the 6. He's got maybe a half a pocket. Doesn't appear to go by the 1 from this camera angle. Nice camera work there, guys. Thanks. Got a great team there with Predator, Jimmy Rorong, your production manager from the Netherlands. Hey, he did have enough room. What a shot. He's got these guys trained to give us the best angles. Thank you, Jimmy. Now he wants to get around. That 4-ball doesn't go to the corner. The 8-ball's in the way. He's positioned himself where he might have to play the 7. Just ran up a little too high for the 4 in the side. Trying to hold it there. Long shot. These Predator Arc tables have 4 1/4 inch pockets. 3-piece slate. They play very, very nice. Covered with a Simonis cloth, which is one of the title sponsors. Nice shot. Now he's shooting the 1-ball to a half a pocket. Doesn't have much room past that at 14. As you can see there. Again, great camera work. Sees how it blocks the left side of the pocket. Not a full pocket. These are tough shots. Will he make it look easy? No, he caught a piece of it. And now, an open table, but he's going to have to start with a long shot down the rail on the 11. And then he's got the 8-ball hovering over the right-hand lower pocket, making those 3 stripes right by the 4, which is on the spot or close to it. Tough to get to. And then he's got a ball on the rail, the 9-ball, that doesn't have a pocket unless he banks it or shoots it down the long rail. Well, let's watch this. 7-10 Fargo at work. Well, he's either going to be... He could back cut the 14. If he pockets that, the cue ball probably moves the 9. And he's probably going to play the 4-ball safe. He'll have to worry about the ball up, the 1-ball. He's going to bank the 13-ball. Playing safety all the way. Look what he's done. he's committed a very big error by leaving those two balls together, or actually putting those two balls together. Jorge now can really play a nice safe, go off of this 4 ball up to the upper left-hand corner and not leave a shot. Just don't hit the 9. Don't hit the 9. He played the 4 ball in the side. He would have been much better off playing the safety all by itself. He may have just been playing the safe, but it looked like the 4 ball was going. Now the 15 and the 14 go. He's got to find a way to break those 2 balls. Oh. He might just leave the cue ball on the bottom rail, making sure he doesn't leave a shot on the ball in the side. Or shoot the 14 to the side. Got to the corner. He's going around. Tough place here. Does that ball go to the side pocket is the question. Very tough shot. Tough shot on the 15. Even if he makes the 15, he has no position on this 10 and 13. He is cross-banking the 13 ball. It's a good shot. If he plays this with a little bit of draw to avoid the 5, he'll have control of his cue ball. He might want to move the 5 though, so he might just follow it. No, he didn't. He's moved it this way. What a great shot. And now look what he did. What a great shot on the 13 ball. A thin cross bank with the cue ball back into the 5 to open up the 10 in order to run out. Excellent shot. And it wins him game number 4 for a 3-1 lead. Here we thought he was in trouble. But with shots like that, you get out of a lot of trouble. I was going to say something in Spanish, but neither of these two gentlemen speak Spanish. Portugal is not Spanish. I'm having and of course Italian, but bien hecho. That's what I was going to say. Tinoco to break. Game number 5. Hey, he made a stripe to the side pocket. Long shot on the 10. An easy bank on the cross bank on the 9 if he has to play it. He's got an opening shot with a 6 to the side. He's taking the 9 ball bank shot. He should come up with position for the 11 in the side and have everything open. This shot can win him the game. He can leave him in a position to run the 4 remaining stripes in the bottom half of the table with the cue ball, pretty much guaranteeing position on the 11. And so now he's got to go to work on these 5 stripes. They lay very nice for him. These guys are playing some high-level 8-ball. Saw a great shot there. We're going to see a nice run here. Jorge could have easily been up 2-0 the first 2 games, but just one miss allowed Andrea to take both those games. 1 miss per game. He could follow this ball and get on this 13 through that window between the 5 and the 3. Is that the 5 or the 1 ball? On the spot there. If he gets good on that ball, he'll have an easy shot for the 15. He did not go. He's going to have to come down. He got a little bit of a tough angle here. He could have gone there to begin with, but now he's going to look for that window between the 1 and the 3 to close it out with both balls going to the same pocket and the 8 ball going to the side. And there again, that one little error. But in his favor is that that ball blocks the 3 stripes next to the 8. He's going to go ahead and pocket it with the 1 and play safe on the 13. And you can see when you have all your balls on the table, it's a huge advantage because you can have a lot to hide behind. And now with only 1 stripe remaining, easy to play safe on that 1 ball. Oh, what a cut. What a cut. Both these guys just made an amazing shot on the 13 ball. One was a cut cross bank and that thin cut by Jorge. But a miss on the 8. Now it's a very interesting shot here by Andrea. Looks like he wants to play the combo, but he's got to play safe on the 8 in case he misses the combo, but he doesn't miss the combo. It's lined up nice. He'll run the 3 balls on the top. And then come down for the 7, then the 3-1, and then the 8. He's going for the 7 now. So that changes everything. Probably play the 2 ball last. But either ball, the 2 or the 6, gives them very easy position on the 8. Jorge is not happy. He knows he stands a very, very small chance of winning this game, if any. Andrea has to make a mistake. It's funny, about this time last year, I had the pleasure of spending some time in Venice and Rome. Spent 7 days in those 2 cities. What a beautiful vacation that was. And meanwhile, Andrea Grosso lives there. And we'll take this 4-1 lead in a race to 7. Okay, this is a quarterfinal, which means we have 3 other matches going on right now. And we have Reda Belga from France versus Raul Reicheger from Austria. And they are tied at 6 apiece, so they're both on the hill. Then we have Jose Luis Gonzalez Perez. Leads 2-1 over Valtteri Vitanen. Gonzalez Perez from Spain. Valtteri is from Finland. And then you have Robin Heber from Germany, trailing 0-1 to Adam Giernicki from Poland. Is it Poland? Let me make sure of that. Yes. And that's who's playing on the table on your right there. Meanwhile, on table 1, the players have taken a little break with the score at 4-1. Andrea Grosso leading. And you see the German. Well, Germany usually wears those white shirts, so I would say referee from the EPBF, the European Pocket Billiard Federation, are your referees for these tournaments. And while these guys are on break, let me read you what Predator has coming up for you. In Indonesia, Bali, starting tomorrow, October 7th through the 13th, you have 7 days. And it will start off with a WPA men's doubles, first time World Championship, $190,000 prize fund. Then we will start with a WPA Men's World 8-Ball Championship, the Predator Women's World 10-Ball Championship. And then it moves November 25th through December 2nd to Gandia, Valencia, Spain. We'll have open 10-ball, men's and women's, and mixed doubles, along with Juniors World Championship 10-ball. And then the play moves to the United States, to Jacksonville, Florida, December 16th through the 21st, the Women's World 9-ball, and then a men's open and a mixed doubles. And then, of course, come spring, we are back in Las Vegas for 11 days, and a lot more information headed your way. Last year, we had a great time watching some one pocket, some bank pool, the World 10-ball, a 10-ball open, women's tournament, Las Vegas, Challenge of Champions, and we filled those 11 days. This year it will be at the Westgate, not at the Rio. Meanwhile, the European Pool Championships here still have today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. 3 days left. The man from Portugal is sitting in his chair waiting for the man from Italia. And there he is, Andrea Grosso, leading 4-1 to rack the balls. The score is a total of 5 games, which means he will be breaking. Jorge Tinoco won the lag, so he broke first. And it's alternate breaks. Here we go, game number 6. The glove comes on. He's going to grab his chalk. I thought maybe he was going to double check the rack. The balls are tapped down, and they rack very, very well, just like a template. They do a great job here in Europe tapping these balls down for 10-ball, for 8-ball, and for 9-ball. Saves time. And from everything I've seen, they rack very, very well, and they get some really good breaks out of it. They're not inconsistent at all. Perfect break from the middle. Those 2 balls behind the one on the spot go straight to the side pocket. One goes in. 3-ball flies around the table and comes down to the corner. And he's made 2 balls on the break, both solids. And he's got an opening shot on the 2. That looks good. And the cue ball will come right between. It looks like it comes right between the 10 and the 15 ball. He's got a 1 ball to play shape position for, and also the ball by the left-hand corner. I like it better than taking the stripes. I like to open it up with this 2 ball. It's only 4 balls to run. He made 2 on the break. He's going to take the stripes instead. Doesn't want to gamble going through those 3 balls on the bottom is what it is, basically. Because he makes that 2 ball, he's almost guaranteed shape on the ball in the corner. But he's going to take the longer route to win this game. He's already picked his position for the cue ball, as you saw him point. Did he get there? Yes, he did. He might change shots here. He might go to the longer shot. It's a bigger pocket with the 4 ball laying right in front of right to the side of the corner. Makes that pocket play a lot bigger, as you can see. Oh, this will be your first break and run of the match. It's there. Looks like he's going to have to play these 2 on the bottom here, nice and soft. He'll be drawing this ball. He's got to make sure the 7 ball does not get in the way. He's got to play around it. Can go forward 2 rails. And he can go just past the 8 with the cue ball, but that gives him a small landing position right there. A bump could hurt considerably. Didn't get the bump. Good shot. Not sure if the 8 ball goes by the 4 to the corner, but it does go by. He's checking that now. One of these players will move into the semifinals. The other player, I believe, will be out. It is double elimination to the final 32. There's 84 players started out this tournament, and we are down to the final 16. I'm sorry, the final 8. This is a quarterfinal. They just played the final 16. I get a little carried away sometimes with all the info at my disposal here. Looking at different pages of paper and computers, trying to bring you and keep you up to date on everything going on. That I sometimes stumble a little. And again, the miss on the last ball opened it up for Jorge to have his way with 4 remaining solids. And he's left himself a little bit of a tough shot on this 8 ball. It's the thin cut. I don't believe there's a chance of scratching here. He's close to his work. He's got a nice extension for that cue. Overcut it. But look at the shot he has left. Actually, he's left a pretty good shot on this 13 ball. It's a big pocket. But look where the cue ball, look where the tangent line from the 13 to the corner pocket is. The cue ball will be headed straight to the right-hand corner pocket. That's exactly what he's looking at. If he uses high English, it's going straight at the pocket. Will he risk that? Oh, yes, he rested and got it. And I'll tell you right now, he came close to scratching, but that was because he cut the ball to the left side of the pocket, cut it perfectly to the left side of the pocket, which means the cue ball didn't open up as much and did not scratch. A very, very good shot there, too. That's two great shots by Andrea. That bank on the 13, and then that cut to end that game with a 5-1 lead. And the games that Andrea has won, the matches he's won, he won at 7-2, lost at 4-7, won at 7-2, 7-5, 7-6, 7-2, and 7-4. So he's, I don't want to say he's had an easier time in this match, but Jorge has made it kind of a little bit easier for him by missing at the right times. But he still had to run the balls and win under pressure on these TV tables for the European Pool Championships. Five to 1. He needs 2 games to close it out and move into the semifinals. He's had 3. He's had 3 semifinal finishes in 2021, 2022, and 2023. He wants to get past that semifinal and get to these silver and gold medals that are available. Jorge has 1 so far this past week in straight pool, and he has 2 golds in 2021, a silver in 2023, several high finishes in the final 16, final 32 since 2006 is Jorge's record. But this man's only been playing a couple years in the pool championships. First one was 2021, and he made the semis 3 years running, 21, 22, and 23. Long shot on this one, ball to the corner. If it goes by the stripe. If not, I didn't think that would go. That was awfully tight. And as you get closer to the finish line, sometimes things tighten up. That was more making sure he did not hit the 11 than the nerves. I think that had a lot to do with it. I don't think it was the nerves there, but he got good position on the 4 ball for the side pocket. Did this get a little funny, or does the 10 ball go? He's gonna go ahead and play the 9. Coming up a little bit short on this position. He's going to settle for this cut. Probably play the 10 ball here. Would have liked to got on the 15 for the corner, but now this is nice. He'll take the 11, the 15, and then the one by the side pocket there, and then play the 8. The 13 ball by the side will be the last ball, I believe. All depends on how he gets on this 15 ball. Nice smooth shot here for the side. Gives him the 13 to the side. But he has to move the 8 ball. He has to move the cue ball for position for this 8. It doesn't go in the corner. Let's see if he draws this ball straight over beneath the 8 to shoot it up in the right-hand corner. Miscued. He's going to be forced to bank the 8. You can either bank the 8 or play the 1 with the 8 ball and put that cue ball on the bottom rail. Yeah, he's going for the bank. That's... This is a very, very hard shot due to the timing of this. He misses this, his opponent will get on and be on the hill. So he's faced with knowing that he gives up the game. And he did. The shot here is on the side pocket. Just make sure you don't scratch. Draw it to the center of the table and come up just a little. This works too. So many ways to shoot that. And this will be 4 games in a row for Andrea. Won the first 2, lost 1, and then won 4 games in a row. Both players have missed at inopportune times. Neither player has a break and run. I believe Andrea had one that looked really good, and he missed the ball, the last ball, and that was the win that he still came back and won that game, come to think of it. So the man from Portugal is facing elimination. And he will finish in the quarterfinals. So that'll be 5th through 8th. But he's not done, and it is alternate break. You see how nice the balls rack with these indent, the way they indent the balls onto the cloth. On the hill, breaking for the match. And it looks like a dry break. He's got all the balls going to the pockets, they're just not going in. And it's a great break. He's getting good spread. It's a wide open break. It's only 2 balls tied up. But they have pockets to the side. Jorge has to take advantage here. Even though it's alternate break, he can get back in this match real quick. He wins this game, breaks and runs 1. You're looking at 6-3, puts a little pressure on your opponent, letting him know that he can't get away with mistakes. And he has, I don't believe he's made a ball. He's only made a ball in the break 1 time when he almost ran out. And while he runs these balls out, let's see how our other gentlemen are doing here in these quarterfinals. Here we go. González Perez from Spain leads 4-1 over Virtanen from Finland. Robert, no, they haven't started. Robin Heber from Germany trails 1-2 with Adam Kernicki. Let me see if this is right here. This match is the one that's progressing the fastest. All right. These 2 balls and the 8. Two rails forward to the center of the table, 8 ball on the side, or he can play it to the corner any way he pleases. And Jorge, after losing 4 games in a row, takes 1 down to trail 2-6. Can't afford to lose a game. He will be breaking. We'd like to thank all you viewers from ProBilliardTV, Samsung TV, on YouTube. All our viewers, information for these tournaments are easily available on your computer at epbf.com. There you can get the participants to every tournament to be played, actually, for the rest of the year. Rankings, live scores, results for each player. A lot of wealth of information there for you to look through. Meanwhile, Jorge with a great break, and everything's open. Look at that break. Look at these solids. Nothing is in the way. It would take an error not to run out. Find your pattern here. You want to find your pattern so you don't run the cue ball very much. The little stun shot from the 6 to the 2, and then he comes up for the 3 remaining solids and the 8 ball to the lower right-hand corner or to both side pockets. He's running his cue ball quite a bit. See, just things like that. Just those little things. This is why you want the ball to lead you to position, not the cue ball. Not running the cue ball to find position. Unless you have to. You could stop it and play the 5 in the side. Then follow this for either the 6 or the 4. And then the 8. Preferably shoot the 4 ball next. Oh, not now. See, now he's gone a little too far for this 4 ball. And there's things that can get him in trouble. The 8 ball, the 10 ball. He has to avoid those balls. Or he can go right into the 14, which is the ball between the middle stripe on the left. He's got a nice angle to just pocket the ball and take a little bit tougher shot on the 8. You don't want to move the cue ball around. You want to make sure you pocket this ball. And there it is. A break and run. To close it up to 3. First one of the match. Now this puts a little, even though he's ahead 3 games and he's breaking to win the match, in the back of his mind, he knows he can't get away with it because Jorge could win the next game and then another break and run, and he's at 5. All of a sudden, he's at 5 and it's a tight match. But I can assure you, Andrea will be breaking the balls to win. A lot of players don't think that far ahead. They just think, okay, I'm at the table. I have to break and run. He's breaking offensively. Watch for the 6 and the 9 ball, how they go to the side pockets. Well, I guess we're going to... There we go. 9 ball goes. The 6 ball, that was a 2 ball, not the 6. And a dry break. Open shot on the 2. And again, it just looks like the one ball is tied up with the 8 and the 10. Other than that, all the other solids are free. He doesn't really have an opening shot on the stripes. Probably play the one, play this ball on the bottom next. Next to those two stripes. Doesn't really care to play that one now. If he plays the 6 ball now, he has very nice position on the 1 ball for the upper corner pocket. But he can get that if he develops good shape for the 6. And he does get very nice position for a stun shot to get right up by the 10. To shoot the 1 in the corner. He's elevated. He got there. He's there. But now he's going to run into the 8 ball, it looks like, and he's not going to have good position for those 3 balls up on top. He's going to have to put some oomph in this ball to get it to come off the rail and get to the 3 ball to the corner pocket on the right. And he got the oomph. Did he get position? No, I think the 7 ball goes, or the 4 ball goes rail first. Nope, the 4 ball doesn't go. The 3 ball. Oh, he's got it here. I think he's home. Oh no. That's why I was thinking rail first. It was tight to go by the 7 ball there. Now he's left an opening shot, the combo or the ball on the side. And he is faced with elimination sitting in the chair. Nothing he can do. The only saving grace would be those 2 balls, the 11 and 14. But the 9 ball is there to break him open. Ideally, if he gets good on this ball in the middle of the table, the 13, he can open up the 14 ball. And that's where he's going to get on the correct side. No, he did not. So now it's a little tougher to open those up. He took a shot at him right there. And he's going to take a flyer at him again. He's going to have to go off the 13, all the way down and back up at those 2 balls with the cue ball. How much does the ball hamper his cueing? A big break for Tinoco. Big break. Had he gotten a good angle coming off that side pocket, this game would have been over. But he's going to have to play the 7 ball. He's going to play the 3 ball, huh? Okay. Bringing it back. Not leaving a shot on the combo. There you go. There's still a stripe on the bottom of the table there. And now the straight in 8. Stole a break, won the game, and he'll be breaking at 4 games to 6. Can you get to 5 games and put some pressure on Andrea? You know, when you go to PredatorCues.com, take a look at the pro teams that they have, all the featured players. Players like Carlo Biado, Joshua Filler, Daniel Sanchez, 3-cushion world champion, Eklund Kachi, Alex Kazakis. On the ladies' side, you have Christina Tkach, Kelly Fisher, Jasmine Ocean, Pia Filler, all Predator-sponsored players. Jennifer Beretta, we don't see too much of her on these tours, but she is one of the sponsored and featured players. And a big one coming up for this upcoming Women World 10-ball championship in Bali. You're going to have the Duchess of Doom, the Killer Queen, Allison Fisher will be there. We haven't seen her play in a couple of the big tournaments recently, and she's going to be back out again, enjoying Bali at this time. Play starts in a couple of days for the Women's World 10-ball. Along with the Men's World 8-ball championship. I wonder if either of these two guys are in it. I'd have to check their Fargos are high enough that I don't know if they can get an invite for the World 8-ball. Andrea looking very good here. Now it's just a matter of these 2 balls by the side and then the 15 to the 8 for position, and it could be all over for Jorge. He's going to have to travel the cue ball for the 15 unless he takes it right after this shot here. Yeah. He can stun or draw the ball up to the right of the 15 ball for the corner. He can play it to the side. This is a tough shot here, getting good on this 15 and make sure he gets shape on the 8. Nice. Does he get his angle? It looks like he may have gotten his angle. It goes to the upper corner. You can stun it over and shoot the 8 ball to the other side. He's going all the way down the long rail. Straight in. This is for the match. Jorge not happy. And the match is over. Great shot. Great run. Great match from these two gentlemen. Andrea Grosso from Italy moves on into the semifinals. Jorge Tinoco with a quarterfinal finish in this 2025 Predator European Pool Championships Men's 45 Plus. We'll be back with a lot more pool. Stay tuned. This is George Teachea signing off. Thank you, folks.